decide what you will and won't accept from others. All right, so boundaries protect your time, your energy, and your emotions. They are the limits that you set to define what makes you feel comfortable and ensures your well-being. So boundaries are something that's really important in life. And again, maybe those definitions sounded kind of confusing to you, okay? So I'm gonna give you some examples of what boundaries are not, okay? Examples of violated boundaries. I need a volunteer. Who wants to be a volunteer? Yeah, come on.
Yeah, come on, Chris.
Can we clap for Chris? Yes, Chris. Okay, Chris, stand right here. Come stand right here. Okay, so let's talk about an example of a boundary, okay? If I'm having a normal conversation with Chris, I'm standing right here, right? But if I stand this close to Chris, that's a boundary violation, right? Chris, if you walk that way, what if Chris walks around and I just follow him everywhere he goes, right? That's a boundary violation. Can we clap for Chris? Great job, you did great. Okay, that's a violation of boundaries, okay? Here's another example of a violation of boundaries. This actually happened to me in high school. Do you guys have a favorite hoodie? Like a hoodie that you love so much that you're like, it's cozy, it fits perfectly, it's cute, it looks cool, it's a vibe. Imagine if your friend borrowed your favorite hoodie or your favorite whatever, and you were like, okay, you can borrow that, but you have to give it back to me. Like, you have to give it back to me tonight. And then 2 weeks goes by, and your hoodie is nowhere to be seen. Okay, that's a violation of your boundary, because you said, all right, you can borrow my hoodie, but I need it back tonight, and then they didn't bring it back, okay? Here's another example of a violation of a boundary. Let's say I gave Micah a sports car, okay? Or no, I didn't give it to him. Let's say his dad gave it to him, okay? It's a sports car. What kind of sports car is it? Okay, it's a Corvette. Okay, it's a yellow Corvette. It's super cool, and he's so excited. He just got this thing, okay? What if I, without his permission, took his Corvette and used it to haul around trash, lumber, cement, and just totally trashed his Corvette, right? That would be an example of a violation of boundaries. Does that make sense? So those are some examples of violations of boundaries. So let's talk about different types of boundaries. Do you guys like my names? I felt really proud of these. Tell me I'm cool, okay? All right, there are different types of boundaries. There are physical boundaries, emotional boundaries, social boundaries, and digital boundaries. Let's check out physical boundaries first. So physical boundaries protect your body and your physical space. Physical boundaries protect your body and your physical space. Physical boundaries can look like, okay, you're on vacation with your family and you're like, I don't want to share a bed with anyone. That's a physical boundary. Physical boundary could look like your friend is sitting too close to you and you're like, bro, don't sit that close to me. That's a physical boundary. Another example of a physical boundary, we talked about dating last week. Physical boundaries and dating and discussing what are you comfortable with in dating? What are you okay with in that relationship? So those are examples of physical boundaries and what we are okay with and not okay with. All right, next type of boundary is emotional boundaries. So emotional boundaries safeguard your mental health. Everyone say mental health. Mental health. Emotional boundaries safeguard your mental health. For example, here's an example. If someone consistently shares their problems or their feelings with you and it makes you feel drained, an example of an emotional boundary would say, man, I really want to support you, but I can't really be in this space with you right now. But I love you, but I need to take a break. I need to step away. And then it's okay to let the people know, in general, if you need time to process your thoughts, your feelings, emotions. Here's another type of emotional boundary. The emotional boundary is someone is being unkind to you. It is so important if someone is being unkind to you. I don't care if it's a parent, a teacher, your best friend, to set emotional boundaries and say, hey, I feel really uncomfortable when you talk to me like that. I'm not okay with you using those words. We need to take a break, and maybe we could talk again when we can have kinder communication. Obviously, you're not going to say it like that, okay? I just said it like a grown-up. You're going to say it in a way that feels right to you. But if someone is unkind, it is okay for you to say, that makes me feel really uncomfortable when you call me those names, when you talk to me like that. You guys have control. Say, I have control. Say it again, I have control. You guys have control and power to set boundaries in your life with anyone in your life. No one is off limits. You can set boundaries with your parents. You can set boundaries with your friends. You can set boundaries with your neighbors. You can set boundaries with me. You have control to set boundaries. All right, let's talk about social boundaries. Social boundaries help you decide who you interact with and for how long. So social boundaries can look like if a group of friends pressures you into doing something you're uncomfortable with, standing firm and saying, I'm not okay with this, is a social boundary. Another example of a social boundary is when your friends are like, oh my gosh, like, can you, I don't know what's an example, be in this 4th club with me and do all of the work for the club? Or, hey, can you do all of the work for the group project? There's a boundary in saying, no, I can't do that. I don't have time or energy to do that. And that is okay to say. Finally, we have digital boundaries. So digital boundaries protect your privacy and your mental energy. Here's an example of a digital boundary I follow. I'm really intentional about what accounts I follow on Instagram. Because if I'm following like Instagram models who are a size 2, I'm gonna get sad. So I protect, my ladies know what I'm talking about. Like, I protect my peace by choosing who I follow, by setting digital boundaries. Here's another way to set digital boundaries. Think about, okay, what apps on my phone actually make me feel stressed? Like, I think I'm having a fun time, but the end of it all, I'm actually kind of feeling stressed out. So that would be an example of a digital boundary. All right, let's check out the next slide. Okay, I need another volunteer. It's gonna be really fun. Come on. All right, yeah, come up here. Kyle, thank you so much for joining us. Can we clap for Kyle? Okay, Kyle, in this exercise, you're gonna represent all of us, okay? And for the sake of this exercise, Kyle has absolutely no boundaries, okay? And we're gonna do this exercise with a bunch of random things I took from Pastor Casey's office without his permission, so that's exciting. Okay, Kyle, can you come stand over here because, I don't know, it's all over here. Kyle, so face the audience. Okay, so each of these things represents something in your life, okay? So let's say this box, I'm like, Kyle, can you clean up around the classroom after school? And you say yes. So he's holding a responsibility, right? Okay, Kyle, can you make sure, maybe I'm your parents, and I'm like, can you make sure you get really good grades? I need A's. And if you don't get into Harvard or Yale, I'm so mad at you. A+, sorry. A+, and if you aren't getting into an Ivy League, I'm mad, okay? I think that's kind of weighty, so here, let's add some more things. And Kyle's just saying yes to all of the things that I'm piling on him that I found in Pastor Casey's office, okay? What's another one? Kyle, I want you to join the football team, but you have to be on varsity, okay? I don't want it if you're not on varsity, okay? Kyle, here's the other thing. Around the house, you're too messy. I need you to clean everything, okay? Kyle, I also need you to hang out with all of your friends all of the time and always be available to them whenever they need you, okay? All right, so Kyle, can you also please just make sure that, you're thinking about your future and your career and you're just figuring that out, okay? Oh, also, Calvin is adding, you need to play 2 instruments, okay? And you need to be almost professional level. And if you're not, dude, we're in trouble, okay? So Kyle, do you see what's happening? Kyle is just saying yes to everything, okay? And now what if I said, Kyle, go run a marathon. Go act like you're happy. Could you do that right now?
I can act.
Okay, right? This is a lot that he's holding. And I think all of us, sometimes we take on all of this pressure and all of these things, and we just say yes. We take on too much, and some of them are things that we want, and some of them are things that we don't want. We take on too much, and some of it, Kyle, you're doing really great, by the way. Some of it's things that we want, some of it's things that we don't even care about. But because Kyle has no boundaries and says yes to everything, he's overloaded. What is this one? I don't know what this one is.
I don't know.
Okay, Kyle has no boundaries and he's overloaded. Oh, this is a 1600 on the SATs, by the way.
I didn't even take the SAT.
Okay, so do you see what's happening? It's weighing him down. Kyle, you're great. Okay, but do you know what boundary says? Boundary says, okay, listen, I can't play 2 instruments. That's too much. I can't do that. All right, I can't be in 5 different clubs. That's too much. It says, listen, I don't really want to go to an Ivy League college. I want to be, what's something else?
Community college?
I want to go to community college, okay? Boundaries say, hey, I'm not okay when you bust into my room unannounced. It makes me really uncomfortable. And boundaries say, I need to take off the charger. Okay, so now Kyle has set a bunch of boundaries, all right? Let's give you some more boundaries, okay? Kyle has set a bunch of boundaries in his life. He said no to a bunch, hold this, to a bunch of things. Kyle has said no to so many things. And how does this box feel to you to carry around?
It feels great.
Right?
Yeah.
And maybe this box, don't look at this, okay? I found it in Casey's office, all right, guys? Don't look at it. But maybe this box is the things that Kyle actually cares about. What are things that you care about?
Friends?
It's his friends. It's his bowling league. It's the school.
Oh, yeah. Wait, I don't play anymore.
Okay. What was it? What was it? Water polo, bowling, his friends, a good college that's maybe not an Ivy League, maybe 1 instrument. These are things that are easy to carry for Kyle, things that he's passionate about, and that aren't going to kill him. Look at all what he was carrying around before he had any boundaries. Do you guys see this? Do you see the difference? And I think a lot of us, thank you, Kyle. Can we clap for Kyle? But you guys, a lot of us live with 0 boundaries. A lot of us live with 0 boundaries, and we carry around all of this junk because we don't know how to say no. Can I tell you something revolutionary tonight? Hold on, I need to untangle myself. Can I tell you something revolutionary tonight? Guys, you're allowed to say no. You're allowed to have boundaries that protect your time, your attention, your mental health, and your emotional well-being. You're allowed to say, I'm not going to take all those things on. That would not be honoring and kind to my own energy. Hey, I'm not okay when you talk to me like that. That really hurts my feelings. You guys have the permission to set boundaries. Without boundaries, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, stressed, or taken advantage of. That's overwhelming and stressful to carry all that stuff, right? That's super overwhelming and stressful. Setting boundaries is not about shutting people out. It's about showing yourself respect and teaching others to do the same. It is respectful and kind to your own self to set a boundary. All right, the boundaries are the rules you create to protect your time and your energy and emotions. So that's what you're doing. Guys, we don't have to live stressed out, strung out, doing way too much, like feeling overwhelmed. We don't have to live like that. You don't have to live like that. And what's more, God does not want you to live like that. As your pastor, I can tell you never in the Bible does Jesus say, hey, can you take on every single thing everyone has ever expected of you and just like get it together? Like, that's not in scripture. That's not in scripture at all. Let's check out the next slide. So setting boundaries looks like holding that one thing that's important to you, that thing that is healthy, that thing that is right. Brene Brown says daring to set boundaries is about having the courage to love ourselves even when we risk disappointing others. Here's the reality. When you start setting boundaries for the first time, people are going to be mad. They're going to be upset. They're going to be like, what do you mean you won't join 5 clubs? What do you mean you can't play 5 sports? Like, they're going to be upset. What? 5 sports, yeah. I don't know. Eric, you can correct that later. They're going to be like, what do you mean? But do you know what's more important? Your mental health, your emotional health, and your relationship with the Lord. Those things are so much more important than you pleasing other people. And the devil likes to pull us into a trap of keeping us busy and keeping us distracted. But there is power when we say no. Your no is powerful, and your no can guide the course of your life. So, does Jesus care about my boundaries, and does Jesus care about my peace? Right? You're like, okay, Pastor Kristen, you're saying all this stuff, but like, is this even spiritual? Like, what does God even say? Let's check out this scripture. It says, are you tired and worn out, burdened on religion? Come to me, get away with me, and you'll recover your life. I'll show you how to take a real rest. Walk with me, work with me, and watch how I do it. Learn the unforced rhythms of grace. I won't lay anything heavy or ill-fitting on you. Keep company with me, and you'll learn to live freely and lightly. Do you know what that sounds like? That sounds like God's love. That sounds like it's good boundaries to me. That sounds like saying no and understanding when you're at maximum capacity. So I discovered something. I need a volunteer, by the way. I need one more volunteer. Okay, yeah, come on. Okay, I discovered something recently called the Gen Z Bible. And so I have the same scripture, but in the Gen Z Bible, but if I read it, it's going to be so cringe, so I need one of you to read it. Sam, come here. Sam, I need you to read this. I need you to read the same scripture, but in the Gen Z Bible version, okay? Okay, go for it.
Yo, come chill with me. All you peeps who work hard and carry heavy loads, I got you covered. I'll give you some serious downtime. Yo, put on my vibes and vibe with me, because I'm all chill and humble in my heart. And you'll find that inner peace for your souls. Like, my yoke is legit chill, and my burden is actually low-key light.
Okay, let's go. I hope that really spoke to you guys, honestly. If you need a link to the Gen Z Bible, I can send it to you. It's kind of incredible. Okay, you guys, so do you guys remember, if you were here last week, we had a time of journaling and quiet. So what we're going to do now, I have some questions for you guys. First off, the first question is think about all the spaces where you spend your time and energy and write down the major categories, okay? Think about the spaces where you spend your time and energy and write down the major categories. Guys, eye contact, eye contact, eye contact. Thank you. Lucas, sit, thank you. All right, eye contact. So think about where you spend your time and energy, write down the major categories, and then in each area ask yourself some of these questions. These are a lot of questions. You can focus on one or two. Again, this is not school. This is personal reflection time. Okay? Where do I feel overextended? Are there situations where I feel disrespected or ignored? Do I ever feel drained, frustrated, or anxious in these spaces? What are a few specific examples of these times? What is one situation where I feel drained? Why do I think this happens? And what boundary can I set to protect my energy in this situation? I'm going to leave these on the screen. You can pick a couple of them and just write about it. Where's Chris? Is going to come up and play keyboard. I forgot to tell him that actually until right now. Yeah, thank you so much. Someone is going to come up and play keyboard. Epic. I forgot to say this right now. Okay, guys, just like last week, I don't want you within arm's length of your friends. We're going to take 10 minutes to do the discussions questions. And if you can reach out and touch your friend, you're too close. All right?
Take off your shirt.